Hey, so I'm going to give you some help on option 3. So if you open up option 3, it says you're going to make a Google Sheet. I have already done that. So for you in the assignment, it'll just say like add or create, and you're going to click add and then a Google Sheet, and then it'll just be attached to the assignment. And then you're going to pick one of two choices. You're going to do either a loan, like we did before, or the amount of vitamins in your body over time. Here's how that's going to work. For the loan, what I do is I give you instructions for how much you're going to borrow. So let's look at this. It says the cost of the loan is equal to the number of letters in your first name multiplied by 1,000. So for me, my first name is Annie. There are 5 letters in Annie. So my loan would be 5 times 1,000, which is 5,000. So I'm going to go change that right now and say the amount of my loan is 5,000. Okay. Then it says the interest rate in the loan is going to be 3% for everyone. So I'm going to do that. I'll say it's 3%. And then the monthly payment, the payment you'll make every month is equal to the number of letters in your last name. So this is where I'm looking now, multiplied by 25. So for me, there are 7 letters in Perkins, P-E-R-K-I-N-S. And the monthly payment would be 7 times 25, which is 175. So I'm going to make my monthly payment 175. Okay, so on month 0, now I'm just going to kind of remember what we did. I might go back and look at that homework assignment, make sure I can get this done. So I just want to make sure I have this up too. Sorry, I got interrupted. Okay, so 175. So let's go back here. So it's month 0. The total that I would owe on the loan would be $5,000. And my payment is going to be $175. And so my total after payment, here's where you're going to start using those formulas. So in this case, we're going to say equals my $5,000 minus my $175. That gives me my total after payment. So in month 1, now what we need to do is we need to add that interest. So in order to add the interest, we're going to go back and look at those formulas. And that formula that we had was we would take the principal and we would multiply that by the 1 plus 0.03 divided by 12. And that would give us our new payment. So that's the formula that I'm going to type in here. Okay. So what we're going to do is we're going to type equals, and we're going to click on this, which is the total that we had at the end of the month. That's like our P. And then we're going to multiply that by 1 plus 0.03 divided by 12. And okay, so that's basically taken our 4,825. That's what we owed, 4,825. And it's added that like 1/12 of 3% to it. So now we're still going to pay $175. And then our total is going to be equal to this time this minus the 175. Now let's double check that we have all the formulas that we need. Is this a formula? Sure is. It's going to call back to this one, and then it's going to add our interest. The 175 doesn't have to be a formula because it's just 175. And then the total, okay, that makes sense. It went down. It was 4,800. Now it's 4,662. Sounds good. So, wait 1 second. Okay, sorry. Keep getting interrupted, but that's fine. So now we've got a formula here, formula here, formula here. I'm going to make sure that I get all my months kind of in there. So I'm just going to drag that down, because if I just drag down the 1, it would just give me 1s. Let me show you. Like if you just drag that down, it'll just fill everything with 1s, which is not what I want. But I do want that formula and the 175 and that formula to go down. So I'm going to highlight these, and we're just going to drag them down. And notice the number is getting lower. We're down to 2,500, but it's not all the way gone. So I'm just going to drag down. Okay, we're way past the negative now. Here's the last time that it was positive, and so I got to extend my months a little bit so that I can get an answer there. Cool. So in month 28, that's the last month that it's positive, which means that in month 29, I wouldn't pay $175 because I only owe $105. Now, some of you might be kind of annoyed that it's not showing you dollars at this point. So what you can do is if you want to highlight, because all of these are money, you can highlight all of those. You can even go down as far as I did, not like we really need to. And then if you click on this little dollar sign right there, it'll make it look like money. It'll round it appropriately. So there you go. So that would take care of figuring this part out. So going back to look at what it says create the spreadsheet or model to model the cost of the loan over time and find how many months it would take to pay off, or explain why this would not do. So you're going to turn this in. And so I might even just back in this sheet, like right next to this, say the loan is paid off in month 29. Done. That would be full credit. Now, if you don't want to do loans because you don't like interest or you don't believe in it or whatever, you could do this medicine example. So let's walk through that one. So on day one, here's what's going to happen. Oh, and this is a thing. Notice how it says amount of medicine at the start of the day, but you can't really see everything here. If you want that to happen, where it just kind of cycles itself, highlight the row, click on more here, and then you want to find this button where it says text wrapping. If you click on that and pick this second one, which says wrap, that'll make it like stay within the cell so it doesn't go beyond that. Okay, so here's the premise for this one. So it says model the amount of vitamins in your body over time. So this is just like a loan, but now you're working with milligrams of vitamins. So when you take a vitamin or medicine, your body has a certain amount of it in its bloodstream, but that decreases over time, right? Like think about it. If you took Tylenol today and you have a headache, you might get a headache again in like 6 hours if it doesn't go away because the medicine kind of goes away. You're going to create a spreadsheet to model the scenario. And what we're going to say is you're going to take 15 milligrams of a vitamin every day. And over the course of the day, you lose 75% of that vitamin in your body. So let's look at what that looks like. So I start with 15 milligrams at the beginning of the day. And if you want to like add that up here, we could say milligrams. And the percent loss is going to be 75%. So in order to figure out what I have at the end of the day, what I'm going to say is that's going to be equal to this. And then I need to multiply that by 1 minus 0.75. And what that's going to do is like 1 would just be it keeps the amount, but I'm going to lose, so that's why it's minus 0.75 every day. And so at the end of the day, I only have 3.75 milligrams left over. Okay, day 2, what I'm going to do is I'm going to take another vitamin. And so what I'm going to do is I'm going to have, that is going to be equal to the amount that was left plus another 15 milligrams. So that's going to get me 1875. My percent loss is still going to be 75%. So again, this is going to be equal to that times 1 minus 0.75. Okay, so there's a little bit more because I had some left at the end of the day, right? And now there's a little bit more left in my body. And then we can just do that one more time. So let's say on day 3, how much is in my body? It's going to be this plus 15 milligrams. And again, we're going to lose 75%. And then our total is going to be equal to this times 1 minus 0.75. And now what we can do is we can start highlighting and doing that. And what you're going to notice is that somehow we're going to end up.
I have a question.
Sorry, I got paused. Give me a second. Pause. Oh, you silly thing. Why are you being so silly? Sorry, I'm yelling at my computer, Monica.